Once a year, a collection of the best crews and tacticians in top-flight sailing come together to put on a breathtaking display of one-design yacht racing. And once again, we're poised for a mouth-watering spectacle that promises cut-and-thrust racing. Boats dueling inches apart, where no quarter is given and where only the best will prevail. The location is Costa Smeralda in Sardinia. The event? The 2017 Rolex Farr 40 World Championships. This year, the Farr 40s have returned to Porto Cervo after an 8-year absence to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the class and to contest their 2017 World Championships. The emerald waters of Sardinia's northern coastline are reputed as some of the finest for yacht racing anywhere in the world. And the revered Yacht Club Costa Smeralda, the jewel in the crown. The perfect location, then, to host these much-anticipated celebratory worlds. For the uninitiated, here's a quick guide to how the regatta works.
In one design racing, all the boats are the same. It comes down to tactics and crew work.
This is simple upwind, downwind racing. The legs are approximately 1.5 miles long.
8 boats, 5 nations, owner-driver rule. It's going to be a battle on the water.
But even before the regatta gets underway, there is already drama, in the form of a howling Mistral gale. With gusts in excess of 35 knots battering the coastline, the first day's racing is cancelled. And only one race is scheduled for day 2, as the wind subsides just enough to finally allow the regatta to get underway.
So here we go, race 1 of the 2017 Rolex Farr 40 Worlds. And we're underway as the Mistral continues to howl, giving us fantastic sailing conditions. After yesterday's blowout, the regatta has been shortened from 11 to 9 races, and what a battle we have in store. 3 past world champions, all with their eyes on the prize. The reigning champions, Boat 14, Alex Roeper's Plenty from the USA, here to try and win a record-tying 3rd title. Number 4, Helmed and Evan Jan's Flash Gordon, champions in 2012, and they'll also be pulling out all the stops. And so too the local favorites, boat number 5, Alberto Rossi's Enfant Terrible, champions in 2013. And let's not forget about the other 5 boats, a further 2 professional and 3 Corinthians, all would-be champions. And here we are at the windward mark. It's Flash Gordon round 1st, Plenty 2nd, and Zen, one of the Corinthian boats, sailing a great race in 3rd. As they start the downwind leg, let's just remind ourselves about the course around this racetrack.
This is simple upwind, downwind racing. The boats basically sail upwind to a windward mark, round that to port, round an offset mark, and then they turn downwind away from the wind and sail downwind to a gate. Once they go through the gate, they proceed upwind, tacking upwind to the windward mark again, and then turn downwind to the finish. Generally on time is about 45 to 55 minutes each race.
And just look at Vasco Vascoto, Enfant's tactician, going crazy as the conditions are taking these guys right to the limit. Going downwind, Flash still have the edge over Plenty. Oh, but it's disaster for 3rd place Zen. And now Flash is in a tangle too. That's incredible. These conditions are causing all kinds of problems. Asterisk there, going for a quick jibe. Oh, and they've shredded their mainsail. This is turning into the survival of the fittest. The new race leader, Plenty, is absolutely flying as they sail the final downwind leg to the finish. Tucked in behind, Enfant Terrible, fighting to stay in control. But on the line, it's Plenty who take the win. Alberto Rossi's Enfant Terrible 2nd, and in 3rd, Corinthian boat, Pazza Idea, helmed by his daughter, Claudia Rossi.
And so, after the first race, it is Plenty, the reigning champions, who top the leaderboard, incurring just 1 point in this format where the lowest overall score wins. A great start then for the team for the USA as they chase their 3rd world's title.
We had a fantastic race, really ripping it downwind and doing good mark rounding, staying good upwind. So we couldn't be happier with the first start, but most importantly, just for the fun of sailing, this was a 10 plus. It's unbelievable.
After racing, there's time to relax and catch up with old friends. Fierce adversaries on the water, but off it, there's an atmosphere of true camaraderie, for which this owner-driver class is so warmly admired. And this year, the atmosphere is even more convivial as the class celebrates its 20th birthday.
When we decided to come here, it was just a perfect fit. You know, 20th for the class, 50th for the club. It's astonishing to, I think, all of us that 20 years down the road, we're still going. And you look around and there's 8 owners that I know so well, it's ridiculous. We have a very strict one design rule. The rest is up to them. They got to look in the mirror and say, whatever happens from now on is on me. And that's the beauty of Farr 40 racing. There is no excuses at the end of the day.
Day 3, and what a contrast from yesterday. The fierce squalls replaced with a calm and gentle breeze. It's all quiet on the dock, apart from the Asterisk team who tore their mainsail yesterday and who are now hastily re-rigging their boat.
The new mainsail is from Plenty. It's very, very generous. There aren't that many teams that would do that, and I really appreciate that, really respect that, and they've managed to keep us in the game.
And so the boats prepare to do battle once again. Coming up, 4 races, and it's all to play for.
Well, yesterday was all about big wind racing. Today it will be all about mastering the light winds. Here we are, racing upwind, and it's Australian Corinthian boat Zen in the lead. The amateur teams mixing it up with the pros, and this is one of the great things about this racing format.
Here's how it works. We have 8 teams. 5 of them are professional teams and 3 are Corinthian. We've got 5 different nations. So this is an owner-driver class. So the owner must steer the boat. On the 5 professional teams, we have 4 professional sailors, such as myself, a tactician, usually a main sheet, a trimmer, and the rest of them, the other 5, are amateurs. It's a very tough class to be in, and it's a lot of fun.
Upwind, and there's Asterisk going well with their new mainsail. But at the top mark, it is Zen who get there first, ahead of Plenty, as these part-timers are showing the pros how it's done. Rounding the windward mark, and great teamwork there from the Australian crew, hoisting their kite as they turn downwind. Plenty leaving the rest of the fleet in hot pursuit. Zen are really pulling out all the stops to hold off Plenty as they race to the line. And they've done it! A great win for Zen, the Corinthian crew.
And so in race 2, Plenty forced to settle for 2nd, Asterisk 3rd, and a 4th for Enfant Terrible, which keeps them in 2nd overall. But Plenty looking good, leading after 2 races. In race 3, Plenty are back to their winning ways, scoring their 2nd victory in these worlds. And in race 4, it's the 2012 champions Flash Gordon who post their first win of the regatta. Plenty right there once again, taking 2nd, with Enfant Terrible a disappointing 6th.
So here we go, race 5, and both Flash and Enfant need good results to stay in contention in this regatta. Oh no, Enfant look like they've gone early. And they have. Disaster for the Italians. They'll have to do a penalty turn. This is going to be costly. But Plenty, on the other hand, are showing everyone just how one design racing should be done.
One design racing. It starts as a level playing field. The boats are the same, the sails are the same. So what makes a winner in a one design class is focusing on small gains, starting with the tactician, who is our leader, effectively choosing which way to go, setting the boat up very well with the trimmers, and then all of the crew working on all of their individual little areas. Adding up all of these incremental gains can be the little difference between winning and losing.
Well, you can't deny that this team from the USA are looking incredibly polished. At the top mark, they are still leading. looking absolutely infallible. Today they're in a league of their own. Enfant, tipped to be the main challenger for these Worlds, are back in 5th place and not having a good day at the office. It doesn't look like there's any catching Plenty. Alberto Rossi's body language there says it all. However, Helmut and Evan Jan's Flash Gordon are in 2nd, following up their win in race 4 with another strong performance. That's going to take them into 2nd place overall, ahead of Enfant Terrible, but the day belongs to Plenty.
We are as smart as we are fast, and so I think our scorecard today is an indication of Plenty's boat speed, but that's at Alex's hands and the trimmers and the effort that the team's putting in. So, yeah, I mean, it is a solid day, but we got 4 more races to go, and so there's plenty of meat on the bone.
Pretty happy, all things considered, and then the 3rd race obviously was good, and finally started getting a good start. And when you can dictate your own fate, catch that first shift, it seems to all go better.
But not a good day for Alberto Rossi's Enfant Terrible. And on the dock, there's a lot of soul-searching going on.
Today I think that the only big mistake that we made was the last start, that I think that we start over the line. Unfortunately, I think that there are not many races to recover this situation. You cannot be happy after a day like that, obviously.
So, at the end of day 3, Plenty lead the regatta by an astounding 12 points, having accrued just 7 points after 5 races. Having taken the honours in 2 of the last 3 Farr 40 World Championships, Plenty are hungry to add a 3rd, equalling the record held by any one boat. Their core crew has remained largely unchanged over the past 4 years. Consistency and tenacity the ingredients in this winning formula.
You know, what we've been able to establish with Plenty is a tremendous camaraderie and just a team that people want to be part of. Not just because we have good results, but it comes all together. I think the amateurs and the pros getting along very well and just setting the standards high, both me as an owner, Terry for the pros and the amateurs. So it somehow all clicks. We don't take anything for granted. We always keep saying, keep chipping away and try to get into position on the final day of a regatta to win it.
The final day, and with the World Championships looking like a formality now for the leaders Plenty, the focus shifts to the battle for the Corinthian title. And it's close. Only 1 point separates the 3 boats, Zen, MP30 and Patsa Idea. But going into the final 4 races of the regatta, it's Gordon Kettleby's Australian crew, Zen, who have the slender advantage.
To win the Corinthian trophy would be absolutely wonderful. It's really, really tight, and today is the day. So the rule is sail fast and keep out of trouble.
However, Claudia Rossi, helming Patsa Idea, will be doing her best to keep the trophy here in Italy, spurred on by her ever-supportive family.
We are all close to each other, so I'm sure that we will do the best, our best. The condition is very good, there is windy outside, so never give up, and we try to do all the best that we can.
So here we go, the final day of racing here in these Rolex Farr 40 Worlds, and just 4 races remain. Given Plenty's 12-point lead, the title is theirs to lose. You'd have to think they have these Worlds all but sewn up. But Enfant Terrible and Flash Gordon are both past champions. I'm sure we're going to see them make a fight of it. There's the horn. It's Enfant, who are off to a great start. They lead as we head upwind to the first mark. Finally, they've got the jump on Plenty. They just love these strong winds. Behind, Patsa Idea battling it out with Zen in the fight for the Corinthian title. But out in front, it's Enfant, and they're embracing the blustery conditions. And there's Patsa Idea giving chase. Age stays ahead of beauty in the Rossi family. At the top mark, it's Enfant, followed by the Corinthians, Patsa Idea, MP30, and Zen. As they turn and head downwind, well, where are Plenty? Plenty are back in 7th place. This is incredible. Is the pressure getting to Plenty? Light coming down in 5, As we sail downwind for the first time, it's Alberto Rossi leading the fleet with daughter Claudia Rossi at the helm of Pozza Idea right behind. At the gate, it's Enfant round first and looking back to their old form. And now the question is, can Plenty sail their way back into the race after their disastrous start? One. Here we are going upwind for the second and final time. And it's Enfant who are in control, and this performance is keeping their championship hopes alive. Pozza Idea still in second. Flash is in fourth place. And Plenty is still back in seventh. But look at these boats flying downwind. What a great first Farr 40 Worlds Claudia Rossi is having. A fantastic 1-2 finish for the Rossi family. Alberto Rossi's Enfant Terrible finishes first, with Claudia Rossi at the helm of Pozza Idea finishing in second. What a great family story this is.
Ancona, on the Adriatic coast of Italy, home to the Rossi family, a sailing dynasty that has bred success both on and off the water. It is a mantle that is passing from one generation to the next, from father Alberto, a past world champion, to daughter Claudia. At the age of 24, she's already a two-time European champion in the J70 class, an impressive feat made all the more extraordinary by the fact that she's only been sailing for 4 years.
Penso che sono portata per questo sport, sinceramente non so com'è possibile che io sono riuscita, diciamo, a raggiungere questo livello in così poco tempo. Riuscire a vincere è sempre una sorpresa per me, perché comunque la mia esperienza è veramente piccola, però ogni volta cerco di dare il massimo e cerco di imparare sempre tanto da ogni esperienza e da ogni regata che faccio. E ogni volta che vinco è sempre una grande emozione e è sempre sorprendente per me.
Ho navigato con lei sia come avversario che in barca insieme, e devo dire che effettivamente come timoniere ha una sensibilità particolare. Ci è arrivata con tanto impegno e con tanto sacrificio, e poi dimostrando ovviamente di avere un'attitudine particolare nello sport della vela.
Claudia has undoubtedly been influenced by a father who's passionate about sailing and whose business also revolves around ships, albeit on a slightly bigger scale than a Farr 40.
Ho fatto una scelta che mi ha portato vicino al mare e sono andato a lavorare nel settore dello shipping. Anche questo mi ha dato soddisfazione, perché riesco a coniugare la passione del mare con un lavoro che mi piace, ovviamente. Poi Claudia l'ha raccolta e l'ha fatta sua completamente, l'ha amplificata, e quindi è stato estremamente positivo nella nostra esperienza familiare. Sì, noi viviamo questa esperienza comune in modo molto bello, perché la viviamo proprio insieme, ma poi quando siamo in acqua siamo assolutamente avversari.
Competere contro mio padre è bellissimo, perché alla fine la cosa più importante è che uno dei rossi vinca le regate, e quindi abbiamo 2 possibilità per vincere. Questo è fantastico.
Suddenly, and against all the odds, the prospect of a Rossi victory is starting to look like a real possibility. In race 7, Enfant puts in another great performance, placing second, and in race 8, places first again, with Plenty only managing 5th place.
So here we are, the 9th and final race. It's going to go right down to the wire. Can you believe it? Plenty have squandered their 12-point advantage and now lead by just 2 points. We didn't see that coming. The question is, can they compose themselves to hold off the challenge by Flash Gordon and Enfant Terrible in this nail-biting World Championship finale? So here we go, the 9th and final race, and both Enfant and Plenty are off to great starts. This is so tense as they race neck and neck to the top mark. Enfant must get there first if they're going to have any chance of winning these worlds. Pozza Idea is edging the battle for the Corinthian title as Zen struggle upwind. But out in front, it is Plenty who are in the driving seat and now opening up a gap over Enfant, with Flash trailing in third. And Plenty, well, what can you say? They've dug deep just when they needed to. The lights come on at just the right time. At the top mark, it's Plenty who round first. Strunchi Light now between Enfant and the leaders, making the task for the Italian boat to catch the team from the USA even tougher. Enfant have worked their way back up into second. They're battling all the way to the line. You've got to admire their tenacity. They've come tantalizingly close to pulling off the biggest comeback in Farr 40 history. Flash Gordon back in third. But on the line, Plenty hold on to win the race and the regatta in what has been a nail-biting finish.
Nice race.
Alex Roeper's and crew mightily relieved and delighted to have come up with a championship-winning performance just when they needed it. Enfant the first to congratulate their opponents, and Pazza Idea crossed the line in sixth to win the Corinthian class in these Rolex Farr 40 Worlds.
So, after 9 thrilling races, Plenty retain their World Champions title. But in the end, only by a slim 3-point margin over Enfant Terrible, who pushed them to the very end, with Flash Gordon in third. But the champagne moment goes to Plenty.
It's a great win. Never gets old to win something like this. This is incredible. So it became very exciting, much more exciting than we had hoped. We said always from the beginning of this regatta, let's try to be in a position to win it on the last race. And we were 2 points ahead, and we executed a good start and led start to finish. Just didn't look back. And credit to Enfant for a phenomenal day.
We are happy because we didn't give up. This is our characteristic. We came out with maybe 15 points of difference of gap, and we finished with 3.
Despite the disappointment, there was plenty to celebrate for the Rossi family, as daughter Claudia clinched the Corinthian title as helm of Pazza Idea at her first Farr 40 Worlds.
That's crazy, I can't believe it. I feel really good, I'm really excited, I can't believe it yet. It was really hard to win, but we did it, so I'm really happy about that.
Pazza Idea finishing 4th overall and 1st in the Corinthian class, ahead of Zen and fellow Italian crewed NP30.
And the winner of the Corinthian division is Pazza Idea.
And so to the overall victor.
The winner, Alex Roeper and Plenty.
Plenty, winners of the Farr 40 World Cup, and the title, the 2017 Rolex Farr 40 World Champions. Next time on the Spirit of Yachting, we're in Cowes on the Isle of Wight for the most historic of offshore challenges, the Rolex Fastnet Race.